what happens when you pick up a paper cup. You don't pause to calculate exactly how much pressure your fingers need. You just grab it. Reach for a heavy ceramic mug right after, and your hand automatically adjusts its grip. It's an instant subconscious reaction. For decades, machines couldn't do this. Factory robots were essentially blind, numb bulldozers. They were built to move to exact mathematical coordinates and clamp down with a set amount of force, no matter what was in their way. This creates a unique problem. If you tell a multi-million-dollar factory arm to hold something delicate, like a balloon animal, it has no way of knowing how hard to squeeze. It will just close its metal claws and pop it, every single time. That lack of sensitivity kept robots locked inside factory cages. If a machine is ever going to fold your laundry or care for an elderly parent, it has to be able to feel what it's touching. To bring machines into our homes, engineers had to build a sense of touch from scratch. Modern robots feature soft silicone fingertips embedded with microscopic pressure sensors. Inside, a tiny camera points outward. When pressing an object, the silicone squishes. The camera watches the skin deform, instantly turning that physical movement into a digital signal. By converting that physical squish into a picture, the robot can finally measure contact. The physical world goes from a solid obstacle to something the machine can map and understand. Having sensitive skin is a great start, but it doesn't help if the machine doesn't know what those sensations mean. It needs a brain to process the feeling. In the past, someone would sit at a computer and type out hundreds of lines of code to instruct a robot exactly how to move. Today, developers skip the code and use artificial intelligence to let machines learn by watching us. A human puts on a virtual reality tracking suit and physically performs a delicate task, like twisting a rubber balloon. The AI sits quietly in the background, watching and recording every single movement the human makes. This graph shows how the AI processes data, connecting visual input of a slipping balloon with a drop in pressure on the skin sensors. Recognizing this drop, it instructs the hand to squeeze slightly harder, stabilizing the grip. These machines are no longer just solving math equations to get from point A to point B. They are actively practicing tasks through physical trial and error, similar to how a toddler learns to grasp a toy. But if the goal is to perfectly recreate the gentle touch of a human, we might need to leave the plastic and metal behind entirely. Some laboratories are now creating what they call bio-hybrid robots. Instead of using motors and gears, scientists are growing actual living muscle tissue and attaching it directly to robotic frames. Using living tissue offers huge advantages. Muscles are silent when they move. They break down naturally over time, and they heal themselves if damaged. Right now, there is a major hurdle keeping living robots out of our daily lives. To survive, these lab-grown muscles must stay submerged in a constant bath of liquid nutrients, which is incredibly difficult to pack into a walking machine. To solve this, researchers use artificial intelligence to simulate how these cells grow before they touch a petri dish. The software helps them figure out the exact amount and arrangement of tissue needed to survive in the outside world. The future of robotics has moved from simply imitating biology to literally becoming it, blurring the line between machine and organism. This brings us back to the balloon animal. Today, a modern robot can pick up that balloon and hold it without leaving a mark. It works because the machine's brain is making constant, split-second decisions, feeling the rubber stretch against its artificial skin and adapting its grip in real time. Because they can finally feel what they are doing, robots are now gentle enough to leave the heavy metal cages of the assembly line and safely enter our homes and our hospitals. We have moved past the years of writing lines of code. Today, we are simply showing robots how to move through demonstration. So the next time you pick up a fragile cup, take a look at your hand. That effortless reflex served as the biological blueprint for everything we're building today.
Do you have any ideas for my next video? Just write them down in the comments below, and I will explain it in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.